It's a professional record consisting of 26 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 19 of his 26 wins come by way of knockout. Brandon, the Heartbreaker Feguroa! He is undefeated with 23 wins, 1 draw, 13 wins come by way of knockout. WBA featherweight champion of the world, Nick the Wrecking Bull!
Sells at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
Champions this year. Now, Nick Bull's homecoming. The likely and lively Liverpudlian trying to defend his featherweight belt against the mandatory challenger, this southpaw, tall, 7-inch reach advantage, switches styles, calls himself the Heartbreaker, never been stopped, 2-weight champion, Brandon Feguroa. This is boxing at its best.
I tell you what, this has all the ingredients to be a blockbuster, it really does. Just both having a look at each other at the minute, but it won't be long until these two lock horns in the centre of the ring. Both naturally want to get stuck in. Both have that fire aggression, both really put the shots together. Lovely, what an uppercut from Nick Bull.
Beautiful shot from Bull, and that was the one that they would have worked on time and time again. He switches southpaw now.
See, Feguroa can switch, and usually he goes southpaw when he gets you on the ropes. I mean, they've done that, I think, trying to take away that leap-in left hand there of Bull, but all it did exactly is Paul changed the angle and punched right through the middle of the gap there.
He's used to fighting taller guys, and this has been dubbed a tall order as he towers over him, Brandon Feguroa. But it's a good start on the inside from Bull.
And he makes his shortness like a superpower. He really does, low centre of gravity, and he'll fire up with the shots which we see with that uppercut a moment ago. He'll stab the jab into the body. He's intelligent, uses that height disadvantage well, if you want to call it that. But Feguroa, like we say, he does sort of crouch down a little bit, and Barry has a good variation of shots.
Bull trying to work the body, and that's normally where Feguroa goes. If he can reach Bull's compact 5'2" frame when he destroyed Lewis Murray, that's what Feguroa had tried. He's walking into these uppercuts, but what people love about the Heartbreaker is that he's all action.
See, we say it all the time about, I know when you like getting low, when you're low and you look up, you get a better view of the target, a bigger view of the target, you see more angles, and Bull got that naturally. He's lucky that way. So even though he's shorter, you got to get to the target quicker, use his feet. Actually, he gets a better view of the target almost all the time. But Feguroa always looking to throw, and he'll punch with you, and that's where Bull has to throw in combinations.
They're the long arms, but he likes to get up tight as well. Feguroa, a spot of blood around the bridge of the nose. Out of range there, Nick Bull, but settling well in this first round.
Yeah, he's tucked up nicely under pressure. Whenever Feguroa's let his shots go, he's just kept a nice high guard. Been a really good opening round this for Nick Bull, I think.
I think Feguroa's been the busier of the two, I would say, with his hands, but I think the more effective work, especially personally in combinations, have been from Bull here.
Couple of marks under the eyes of Nick Bull already. To all
nicely.
Nell Tarleton, Alan Rudkin, John Conte, my hero, Paul Hodkinson, Andy Holligan, the Smith brothers, David Price, Tony, Tasha, and now Nick. Pugilistic richness in the city of Liverpool, and the uppercut is obviously the key in the Bull Stevenson tactics.
He throws it off balance almost. It's almost like he's throwing out a uppercut, he's almost leaning too far to his left, and somehow gets it on target.
That kind of keeps him safe though, doesn't it? The way he just gets on the outside of that southpaw jab and screws that left through, it's intelligent.
And he has spite in those shots as well. 19 knockouts in 29 fights at top level. Just had scores and scores of 12-round fights, 5 world titles.
Good shot. It's important for Feguroa, though, to keep Bull with his back on the rope if he can.
And that's what he likes to do. Funny enough, you see him, he usually has the advantages with height and reach, but he likes to nullify the work of the opponent by just smothering.
And whipped in a cute body shot there, Feguroa getting through for the first time, and that will be interesting to see if he can slow Nick Bull down. Not many can back up Bull, can they?
No, but you're right there. The body shots are one of his keys to success. Going to be a lot more difficult to land the shots. Just missing with the left there, but we see against Magdaleno, didn't we? And Luis Neri is a very, very good body puncher. Finds the home for him with ease.
See, ironically, I think good shot there from Ball. I think he has to suffocate the space of Ball. When you tend to think it would be the other way, I think Ball uses the range quite well. He jumps into distance with fast feet, so you've got to smother it, not allowing that space to mount an attack.
I thought that win over Neri was fantastic from Feguroa. He was unbeaten and about to become a potential superstar, the Freddie Roach-trained man, and Feguroa was fabulous that night. He's a two-weight world champion. Nick Ball reigning at 9 stone.
Do you know what as well? He's ticked a lot of boxes, hasn't he, Nick Ball, with the opposition that he's had, the Ray Vargas draw, you know, and he showed a lot about him, the Ray Ford, exactly. Even Goodman last time, you know, it wasn't the greatest of starts, but he's come through these, and I think that's making him a more well-rounded fighter. But Feguroa, I tell you what, he's been fired up all week, really full of self-belief, and that you can see he wants to burst into life.
Good combination from ball to head and body, but Feguroa not going anywhere and swiping in body shots.
Good uppercut there from Ball, though. I think that might be the difference. We felt that before the fight. Just, you know, if he is a bit jaded, Feguroa, the speed of Ball, the throwing combinations, that might be the difference. Nice fast 1-2 again there from Ball, and then just out the distance again.
Yeah, it was quick hands, wasn't it? Really sharp. Didn't exaggerate or load up. That's nice. Took his head off the line there, threw a nice left hand. Really, really.
7, and there were a group of girls that loved his looks, and they followed him through the amateurs.
Are we talking about me or?
Not talking about you, Barry Jones. Maybe they did in Wales as well.
I tell you what, it's a really good start here from Ball. That left hand has been really good for him.
Yeah, he threw 2 lovely shots, didn't he? It was a left hook that started, then again he threw that screw shot, just telegraphing it that time, but definitely using, as Barry said, that lead hand really well.
Compact, experienced, quick Ball. And what Paul Stevenson says is, until you're in there with him, you don't know how good he is.
Yeah, do you know what? I think a lot of people think he's a one-trick pony. He's not. There's a lot of good stuff that he does, you know, defensively, moves his feet really well. He'll sort of lure his opponents into his shots, and then all of a sudden he can burst into life. He stays low, then goes higher. Throwing a nice left hook there from inside the southpaw stance.
Good right hook from Feguroa as well, I thought.
Very good right hook, and a left to the body from Feguroa.
There's always a risk with Ball because he has to close the distance quick, which means he almost has to jump into his attacks at times. So there's always a moment there that he can get caught if he's up against someone with really sharp reflexes.
Big deep breath there from the champion as well. Only in the 3rd round already, a pace being set. He's broken records, Feguroa, for punches thrown in fights.
And this is where he's got to work now. As soon as he gets Ball backed onto the ropes, or as soon as Ball plants his feet, then you got to get busy. But I tell you what, he does have to tighten up defensively. A few of those, well, I say a few, lots of uppercuts already, only in round 3, have already crept through the guard of Feguroa.
And Feguroa somewho's got to get those body shots that he's so good at into play early, just to slow down the speed there of a very strong, compact Ball.
Already feels like they've done 6, 7, 8 rounds, these two. Centering, it's the first thing Steve Gray had to do.
Got to counter off that, Feguroa. Took a nice step back. He missed with the overhand right ball. You've got to use those opportunities to find your counter.
Not bad off.
Yeah, that was a nice left to the body, though, wasn't it, from Feguroa?
Yeah,
Good
he's
shot.
thrown a few of those already in the first quarter of this mandatory challenge. It's not a voluntary, this, for Nick Ball. He had to go through with it. He's got the home advantage.
I mean, you mentioned Alan Rudkin earlier on. That's the 3 hardest world title challenges by any British fighter ever, by almost any fighter ever, just be honest. But, I mean, the quality of opposition that Ball has faced since he's been champion has been absolutely fantastic.
It's been very, very good. And, of course, if he's successful and passes John Conte on paper, let's not forget John Conte, one of the greatest fighters Britain has ever produced. But Nick Ball, at 28, he's got a city behind him. He's got a world featherweight crown and big fights on the horizon against the likes of Naoya Inoue. Needs a good start to 2026. This could be tough. Through 9 minutes, but Brandon Feguroa has played his part. That is some good body shots. And this has got the look of a long, hard, grueling affair. And a fan-friendly fight, a packed M&S arena, live on DAZN. Nick Ball and Brandon Feguroa just 8 weeks apart in age. Maybe Ball's freshness will help him tonight. But Feguroa, Darren, looks determined, and he has that steely intent.
Yeah, he does. And starting to creep forward with a bit more purpose now, starting to get on top of Ball, starting to land shots a bit more freely now. Tucking up nicely, Nick Ball, and countering with that left hook well, Barry.
Yeah, the worry is with Feguroa, he can't pull the trigger quick enough. I mean, he can block and counter effectively, but it's just a little millisecond too slow, I think, and just allows Ball to maybe get into play of the second phase.
Thrown more, but landed slightly less. Feguroa. How are you seeing it through 3 rounds, boys?
Yeah, I've got Nick Ball up, but there was signs certainly that Feguroa is starting to grow into this contest for sure. Starting to get a bit closer, starting to let his hands go, getting busier.
Check for Ball.
Good work. Feguroa trying to smother Ball, but he gets out, and those hands on the inside. But it really is going to be phone box stuff tonight.
Yeah, but that was good from Feguroa there. Ball just held his feet after he did a bit good little pocket of work, and Feguroa worked away. I think he needs to switch back stance, I do, for Feguroa.
Do you think this could come down to stamina? Because it's hot in here, and the pace has been fairly electric. I mean, they're both used to it, but against each other.
Oh, that was stand up.
On the waistband there, wasn't it? But yeah, look, I think you have to be physically prepared to give it absolutely everything, 110%. Say yes, it could play a part for sure, because this will, I'm telling you, as these rounds progress and move forward, it's going to get hard, it's going to get dark.
From Feguroa there, Manny Robles is very experienced, excellent cornerman. Happy with him. Ball comes back, body, then head. Now Feguroa's turn. Here we go, guys. 4th round, and it's really heating up.
That's a lovely jab again. The left hand's been the weapon so far for Ball.
Fires it from the hip, doesn't he? So sharp with the shot. Just changing up the direction with that lead hand there. Nice left back though from Feguroa.
He's had a better round here, haven't he, Feguroa?
Yeah, he has.
Good work again there from him. That's better from Feguroa there, just whipping that shot over the top, just trying to get a bit more variety in his attack.
Good to put 2 shots in the end of that. Sort of blocked the left, didn't he, over the top, Feguroa, then he landed the 2 shots after Ball.
Oh, good shot.
Feguroa back, end of the 4th round. How are we seeing it? Thrilling on paper, and it is turning out in reality to be every bit as good as we hoped. Into the 5th round. Remember the pink and black with the hearts on for the heartbreaker from Texas, Brandon Feguroa in fight number 30. Nick Ball unbeaten in 24. I want to get to Carl Frampton. How are you seeing it?
I have it 3-1, but it could easily be 2-all. I think that Nick Ball maybe just landed the cleaner shots in the last round, but Brandon Feguroa's, obviously their output is a lot greater than Ball. He's just got to be a little bit cautious that he doesn't get outworked in rounds, especially as we go down the stretch here and it becomes a little bit harder. If you're looking at the 2 guys' kind of body language and even Nick Ball's mouth, it seems to be open and gaping already, where Feguroa looks like he's just starting to fight. So really, really good fight, and I think it's only going to get better. But Nick has got to be so careful and not let rounds drift away by being outworked.
Yeah, good stuff, Carl. It is close, it is tight. He tries to shove Feguroa off. And we've got some very interesting stats from CompuBox about Figueroa's power. And
nice
has
left
landed
hook
in the last round. Have a look at this.
Yeah, look at that. Jabs landed from Ball, but look at the power from Feguroa. 24 shots to the 13. And just, you know, again, showing that he's growing into this contest.
I gave the 4th round to Feguroa. I think he's really starting to
good shot.
Get in to the territory he wants it, but Ball is so tough. Blood from the nose from Nick. He wasn't great, was he, last time in Riyadh against Goodman, but he's back in front of somebody who's there for him to hit.
But what Carl pointed on it earlier on, I mean, you can't look stellar against everybody, and Goodman's a world-class fighter. Just people thought he was going to walk through him. The interesting thing about a hard fight like this, Ball engages the legs because he dips low and he pushes, which is the right thing to do to get more speed on his work. But he might waste more energy than Feguroa, so down the stretch, that'll be interesting how that plays out, that stamina issue.
Barry, through almost 5 rounds, do you think Feguroa is still as quick as he once was?
I don't think he is, no, but I think Ball's right in front of him, so all he got to do is fire back in front. No, he just got to throw straight shots right where he is. Ball's not really pivoting around the outside and certainly not changing the angle.
What he does do, though, Feguroa, he does fight to his strength, but as you get older, that does help you. He's not having to change or adapt at all. He just does what he does, and that gives you longevity for sure, I believe. And, you know, he's creeping forward, he's landing good shots. That damage to the nose doesn't help your breathing. Already, then a mouth wide open of Nick Ball.
See, Ball's got the speed to land first, as he just showed there with a 1-2. What he has to do then is get round the side of the body and make Feguroa look for him. Good shot.
That was a good right hand.
Lovely punch from Nick Ball there. Found that when he needed it.
You do feel sometimes, don't you? It's quality versus quantity.
And it catches the eyes of the judges.
Good shot from Feguroa.
Right on, Feguroa back. As well, Brandon, it's a fighting family, and Manny, we know, a long time, trained the Americans. Andy Ruiz, of course, to that world title victory over AJ.
And he's spot on, isn't he, there, Adam, with the advice, you know, saying, don't wait, be first, get on him, be busy. And that's key when you fight like Feguroa does. You know, you've got to outwork your man.
2 great corners, Barry Jones. 2 terrific fighters. I mean, it's brilliant what we're getting at the moment.
Yeah, and it's the fight that we thought we would see, really, wasn't it? It's going to be down to a war of attrition. But they're both so energy-based fighters. They both like to wear their opponents down, and neither one wants to give any quarter.
I think Nick Ball needs a jab or feint. Take a little step back, because you know Feguroa's going to come, then fire back with the counters. That left uppercut. I'm not sure if he's just neglected throwing it or Feguroa's just sort of sussed out how to avoid that shot landing from Ball.
Good volume there from Feguroa, and also just utilising his physical advantages there. Sometimes he negates them with his style, doesn't he, when he gets him so close, but he's got a lovely jab, and if he keep Ball at bay a bit as well, it might just keep him fresher down the home stretch.
I think Ball's having a good little pocket of work here, to be fair. Nice clean work from him. I just don't like the way he comes back in a straight line. That's the only worry for him here. Good shot.
Yep, nice shot there again.
Throws that nice lead left hook, Nick Ball. He can throw the right hand straight down that southpaw stance of Feguroa.
He's finding those quality shots, Darren, that you were talking about. Those single ones that send the sweat spraying off Feguroa.
And I think he's stopped the work a little bit with the subtle footwork, Ball. Feguroa just struggling a little bit to land. You know, certainly with a volume.
A good shot there from Feguroa, but he's waiting too long, isn't he, Feguroa? And Ball's having a really good round here.
Yeah, it's good tempo, this. That's what Manny Robles was saying. You've got to stop that, Brandon. Has he got the physical attributes at this stage in his career to match Ball?
Just pouring a little bit with that southpaw jab, Feguroa. He's got to be careful, because he's countering really well, Ball.
Yeah, good footwork as well from Nick Ball in the 6th round.
He can just wing a couple into the body there, Feguroa, as he touches the gloves upstairs of Ball. Really sink the shots down low afterwards.
With the right hand there from Ball.
They're getting a bit agitated in this red corner, the American team, with their man. They feel he's not doing enough, I don't think. Good round for Nick Ball, who slams in a body shot. Feguroa, too little, too late. And the champion will get a good roar from the crowd here. It's always great to see Meatball Molly. She's fabulous, and she's right. Against Isaac Dogpo, late on he looked good. He got better against Ray Vargas. He stopped Ronnie Rios in 10 rounds here. And TJ Doherty, the same sort of distance. So we know what Nick Ball can do, but can he do it to Brandon Feguroa, who's never been stopped?
And everything we're saying about Ball is what Feguroa does. That's his bread and butter. He gets into the contest. He finishes fights late.
Damian Vasquez in 10, Luis Neri in 7, Carlos Manquez in 6. Yeah, you look down Figueroa's Jesse Magdaleno in 9. You're right, this is a purple patch of the fight for both of them.
Oh, good shot. Lovely screw shot there from Ball. But then holds his feet low, Figueroa to work his way back into the fight.
I don't think them shots are good enough from Figueroa there, just sort of putting them out there. I think if you're going to let the shots go when Ball's planted his feet, really sling the shots in. Again, they're not really going to hurt Ball, are they? You get the opportunity, let them go.
Switching orthodox to southpaw, just sort of bundled over there, Brandon Figueroa. Just whacks his gloves together, Nick Ball. He's teeth tough and so fit, isn't he? But then Figueroa has worked long and hard in this training camp and is desperate to regain a world title. You look through 6 rounds there, punches landed and less thrown from Ball. There's the good ratio.
Yeah, well, look, 100 more thrown. As we say, quality over quantity. But again, that's where he needs to let his hands go, Figueroa.
But
yeah,
you've got 3 judges at ringside, Barry, who might be seeing different things.
Yeah, of course, and pushing Ball back, it always looks like you're having the better of it, but against the ropes there, Ball landed 2 lovely shots.
I'll tell you what, he's sort of doing what you're not asked to do. When you fight the southpaw, he's really working that left hand inside the stance of Figueroa really well, whether it be a jab or a hook. Classy boxing.
I think he's been very clever at times tonight, Nick Ball, and showed us the arsenal that he possesses, which boxing skills mixed with that come-forward aggression.
We see it all the time, you know, like putting that screw shot that breaks that defense, that tight defense open. He has to punch up Ball all the time. It's a lovely fast combination from it. And again there, second phase of attack there from Ball.
Body shot from Figueroa, but an uppercut back from Ball.
Good shot there from Figueroa, lovely body shot.
Just looking to slow down the champion if he can. Ball responds.
Yeah, good uppercut inside there from Nick Ball. You're sort of reading the body shots of Figueroa. When you go wide with those shots, you are open to an uppercut. And he's worked that shot really well in this round.
Another body shot from Figueroa. Championship rounds coming up.
Yeah, important rounds. Really, really important rounds.
I want to bring Carl back in. I know you had Nick slightly up. What are you thinking now, scorecard-wise? Tough one?
I still have him up. I've been sending the scorecard through, so I don't know how. There it is there, 68, 65. But I think that, I mean, it could be different than that, and judges could be liking Brandon Figueroa being more aggressive and a higher output. He's starting here to be aggressive, but he's been hit with jabs. And he should never get hit with an uppercut off Nick Ball, but they're still landing. It's been a great job for him, but he's having a wee bit of success here. Nick just needs to dig deep.
Yeah, more intent, Cole, from Figueroa. Just letting the shots go with more purpose.
I think so. He's kind of, but he has the high output because he doesn't put a lot of oomph into his shots. He just tries to land them, but maybe just a wee bit more speed in them, just to make Nick Ball think twice about coming forward. Because I don't think he's concerned too much at all about Brandon Figueroa's power.
I think that's really valid there, because they look like they're not slow punches, but there's not enough torque on them, there's not a turn at the end of the shot, and I just think it doesn't look like they're really effective shots. And when Ball throws, there's all commitment in his work, and that's why the last round was a really good round for Ball, as we see here with the stats.
Yeah, again, look, total punches landed in that. Look,
Double. Round
Double.
7 for Ball. It's the quality of the judges seeing that on the work rate of Brandon Figueroa, who comes again with these slicing left hooks, and he's not going anywhere, the American, but back comes Ball, digging in, and this is the patch of the fight he likes, where he normally gets a second wind.
that was a lovely flurry from Ball, but back comes Figueroa with real meaning and menace.
Well, it's 2 honest professionals at the top of their game. A hard fight. These are guys that are great for boxing. Nick works really hard to promote the city of Liverpool. Brandon Figueroa helps out the kids back home in Texas. And the respect that they have being earned from the fans tonight is that they're giving us a real engaging affair.
Well, that's one thing that won't happen. No hearts are going to be broken tonight. I mean, you might get outworked, you might even get knocked up, but no one's going to break your heart. They've both been here before. Certainly Brandon Figueroa, he's been here many times, so he won't be afraid of what comes next.
Stephen Fulton, the only man to have beaten Brandon Figueroa. He did it twice, once controversially, once fair and square. But Nick Ball has really good wins on his record, and at times here is boxing beautifully, but Figueroa with that output.
Yes, the class, former two-weight world champion. He knows how to win fights, big fights, meaningful fights. So although it might not go his way in patches, he'll find shots like he did with that lead right hook there.
And he's worked his way back into the round here, Feguroa, hasn't he?
Yeah, this is good from Figueroa. Back end of the round. Again, trying to use these last 30 seconds, the pair of them, to catch the eye of the three judges. Jean-Robert Lane just in front of us. Let's go, baby. Excuse the blue language. Manny Robles in the corner, really reading the riot act. It wasn't quite a Teddy Atlas, but it was a semi one, and he needs to get going here, Brandon Figueroa. Remember, he's the challenger, the champion. Nick Ball defending his WBA featherweight crown. It's been a high-octane pace, a really good fight, as we expected. And unfortunately, just the 4 rounds to go. You can see there through 8 rounds, to the body, Figueroa, to the head, Ball. It's been good.
Really good, and he needed that round, didn't he, Figueroa? Landing some good body shots there again there, nice little left, but you get the impression that in that corner they know he's behind Figueroa, really trying to get behind their man.
Yeah, and having a good start to the round here also, Feguroa. He has to be busier, has to use his hand punching, try and just get a little bit more speed in his work.
And it's that speed, and whether at 29 after all those hard fights, he still has that. And the last push over these championship rounds that Manny Robles was asking, good body shots.
Work, yeah, good
the win is here from Figueroa, and Ball has to be careful.
He saves the heavy shots for the body, doesn't he, Figueroa? He sort of leans on, he'll use the two throwaway shots, if you like, upstairs, then he'll just flood in 2 heavy shots to the body. Does tuck up well, though, Nick Ball.
Good round so far, though, for Feguroa.
Really good round. Attacking, aggressive. He's listened to Manny in this red corner. And the heartbreaker has got plenty left in the tank, it looks like. Switching, making life tricky here for Nick Ball.
That left hand's been so good for Ball, though, it really has. Just see it there, flick it out. Just when Figueroa's getting some momentum, that jab just stopped him for a second.
I think he'll have some more success with that left hand as well. If he was just to feint a little bit more, just to draw out the lead of Figueroa, then fire back with that counter. Nice right hook there.
Good right hand from Ball. More volume again from Figueroa.
I think Figueroa should have boxed in the orthodox stance. I honestly do. I think he throws more fluently from range in that stance.
And I think he's better defensively at the orthodox stance as well. He's a bit tighter.
I think it's too late for new tactics. I think he's just got to bite down on that gum shield and get on with it, Figueroa. I think this has been a good round for him, though, the 9th.
Ball's come back into it a little bit here, but I think the work he did in the first half of the round here, Figueroa, and still looking to work away and push Ball back.
Yeah, the attitude's been good, hasn't it, from the American. Responding well to Manny Robles' instructions in the corner. Working, trying to catch the eye of the judges.
Good work from Figueroa, his round, and a smile. To do here, Nick Ball. They just caught Spencer Oliver's eye, who's commentating for TalkSport. He's got Figueroa 1 up. I think he's come on here, the American, in the last 9 minutes. Carl, how you feeling about it?
I have Nick Ball 1 up, but I can absolutely see Spencer's scorecard as well. It's one of them fights where it's what you like, but I just feel like, although Brandon fights on the front foot, he's very aggressive, and we're at the end of his career here. Let's not forget that, but why has no one ever taught him to use his height and not give his height up? He can fight and be aggressive going forward, but stay tall and remain tall, but he gives up something that he doesn't have to, and that's why Nick's able to out-jab him and land that uppercut as well.
You've been in so many world title fights, 12-rounders. What is it at this stage? Is it about just digging deep? Who wants it more?
Digging deep, that's what you got to do, and I think both of these guys are prepared to do that and will do it. Feguroa got a wee bit of a rollicking in the corner there from Manny Robles, and he's trying to impose his size and his work rate on Nick Ball, but it's up to Nick to not allow that to happen. and start firing back here.
I'll tell you what, though, it is so important you stay switched on and you don't do anything silly, though. When you're in with two fighters here, high quality, very good operators, although you've got to get stuck in, you've got to let your hands go, you've got to keep your shape, you've got to stay defensively sound.
And doing some good work here, Ball, but I just think he's pot-shotting a little bit. That's better.
Good work from Ball. Feguroa switching stances, walking into shots here.
He had a good start to the round there, Feguroa, not just waiting too long to let his hands go this last 20, 30 seconds.
Every round here crucial in such a close fight. Have you got Nick Ball up? Have you got Brandon Feguroa just in front? Everything to fight for in these closing stages. Ball with the quality again. Feguroa with the body shots and the come forward non-stop attitude too.
He's starting to swing around in his favour here, Ball, after a good start from Feguroa.
Yeah, just countering the slower hands, isn't he, of Feguroa. Good triple jab there, but then a counter right hand. Does he just sharpen up still later on in this contest? Be a bit more compact, a bit quicker, Feguroa. Good counter punching from Nick Ball.
Yeah, lovely one, a screw shot on the right hand over the top there from Ball. And again there, Feguroa just a little bit slow off the mark.
Last 30 seconds. Is this round up for grabs as well? Brandon Feguroa just looks down at us. There's a freshness to him, I think, Feguroa. He's looking tall and strong, and Ball, blood from the nose, breathing heavier. Again, the single shot's good from Ball, but do you like the volume of Feguroa?
Yeah, a lot of that volume, though, taken on the gloves of Nick Ball, but yeah, really rallying on the American. Not feeling sorry for himself at all, is he? Really, really growing in confidence, even at this late stage of this
Stamping his
contest.
authority at times, inside and out, and if he says it's close, it is close. 6 minutes to go. Is Nick Ball slightly ahead? Has Brandon Feguroa caught the eye of the judges? Who takes these last two? It's in the melting pot.
Oh, really, that was a lovely left uppercut again. Nice jab. But this, I'm telling you now, I agree with Paul. I think we're all the same. It's very, very, very close.
Well, that last round example, I think Feguroa had a really good start, and I just think Ball nicked it off him in the end. Which would put Ball up on my card.
The energy expended, the attitude of these two, how much they want to go home with the WBA featherweight title. Remember, Nick Ball, a fourth successive defence, beats John Conte's record. 6 British world champions at the moment. Can Ball cling on to his belt? Good work from Feguroa.
Yeah.
I've been impressed by the way he's just had this non-stop belief in himself, Brandon Feguroa.
Just the way he fights, isn't it, all the time. You know, just effort's never a problem for him. Maybe lack of speed, no wear and tear, but effort is never, ever an issue.
But first time out of America as well. He hasn't been overawed by the situation. The crowd are quite quiet as well, I've noticed.
Yeah, he has quieted the crowd, certainly in these later rounds, that's for sure. Some nice, sharp work, though, on the back foot from Ball. Again, nice jab. Oh, and again, just slipping inside the stance of Feguroa, who moves his feet nicely out of range, but
Just got to be disciplined here, Feguroa, with the defence, because I think he had a good start. And Ball, again, like he did in the last round, starting to get the quality of work into play here.
Paul Stevenson clapping Nick Ball when he lands one of those quality single shots, tries the uppercut, which had success early in the fight when he had a really good start. Now it's about just gritting it out. The grueling 12-round affairs. I think this is his 13th in a row, Brandon Feguroa. He's so used to it. But Ball coming back, and can he take that experience from Riyadh against Goodman?
do you know what? Look, it's been good aggression from Feguroa, but I've liked the work on the back foot from Nick Ball. You know, when you're coming forward, it's got to be effective aggression for me to win it on the judges' scorecard, or my scorecard, certainly. So, and again, look, nice, sharp counter-punching. Just the quicker hands has been the difference in this 11th round.
The speed of Ball. Good work. "20 seconds to go in the 11th.
Yeah, no, I sort of agree with you, Darren, but I also think that the first 40 seconds of the round was all Feguroa for me. And I just think, you take the whole round into play. I mean, it makes it a hell of a score, I think.
Could be 3 minutes away from just taking it back to Texas. A fabulous encounter, as we expected, live on the Zone, the home of boxing. Brandon Feguroa is going to put his foot to the pedal. Oh, he does! Nick Ball! Oh, drama in the final round! Can he get up from this? He bravely gets to his feet. Steve Gray will give him every chance. He is the world champion, but there's so much time left in the round, and Brandon Feguroa is going to take Nick Ball out here. He's through the ropes. Feguroa has won the world featherweight title all